Hello everyone. Me and Ophelia are going to be taking a break this month to go find new books for everyone.
In the meantime, we are away for a little bit. We are going to have our friends take over a little and show our photos while we are gone. We'll be back in time in December.
Oh, Ophelia, our plane's almost ready to leave. We gotta hurry and get over there.
Okay, Matthew. For all of you at home, today my grandpa, Mr. Know-It-Owl, will be explaining the 3 R's with Phineas and Scooter.
The 3 R's are reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Have fun, everyone. We'll see you all soon.
Bye for now.
Well, Phineas, I imagine that Scooter has no idea we're throwing him a surprise birthday party. What time are the guests going to arrive? Oh, about 3 o'clock, huh? Good. That should give us plenty of time to get ready.
Hi, Mr. Know-It-Owl. Hi, Phineas.
Why, Scooter McGrude, you weren't supposed to be here until 3 o'clock.
Oh, but I told Phineas I'd be here about 2 o'clock.
Nice going, Phineas.
Mr. Know-It-Owl, what are all these decorations for?
I suppose we can't hide it anymore. It was supposed to be a surprise party for you. All of the forest animals were invited.
A surprise party for me? Oh, wow!
Happy birthday, Scooter.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, Phineas says happy birthday, too. Well, why don't you read your birthday card?
Oh. A very happy birthday to a mighty fine young guy. From Mr. Know-It-Owl and Phineas the Firefly. Oh, gee, Mr. Know-It-Owl, you're such a good writer. I wish I could write like you.
Oh, everyone can learn to be a better writer, Scooter. Watch.
There are many different stories you could tell about 2 people and an antique car. Decide who they are, what they're doing, and why, and make up a story. One story could have the driver as the main character. His name is Mr. Jenkins.
All set, Larry?
Wilbur, Mrs. Murphy just called. She wants you to drop off this pound of bacon.
Oh, no, not again.
Here, Larry. Oh,
We have to go all the way to her place with just a pound of bacon. Well, she'll just have to wait until after we go to the bank.
Okay, this is a stick-up. Put your hands down, Pop. Now, everyone act natural, nobody get hurt. Put the money in there. My money! Call the police! Let's go! Go!
A man running, Larry.
yeah, they just got down the street there.
Bank robbery, corner Logan and Danforth. Look out for a black Chrysler being chased by a 1927 green Ford.
What? Kidding. Let's go.
Officer, how about my money?
Sorry, sir, this is important evidence. You'll have to come down to headquarters later on and make out an official claim.
A claim? For my own money?
That's right. What is your name? We'll need you as a witness.
Jenkins.
Boy, you sure look mad, Mr. Jenkins.
I'll say I'm mad. If it hadn't been for me, those thugs would have got away. Now they tell me I can't even get my own money back without putting in some kind of a claim.
You don't have to worry about getting your money back, Mr. Jenkins. Look.
You mean?
You must have taken the wrong bag into the bank. This is the one with the money in it.
All they got was Mrs. Murphy's bag.
I have the evidence right here. Roger,
10-4. Larry could be the main character in a different story.
Everything looks all right to me, Mr. Jenkins. What'd you say? Can we go tomorrow?
Are you sure you really want to go? It'll be overnight, you know.
Sure, I'm sure. You know you were there and my mom said it was okay.
Oh, I remember, but I also remember what your mother said, too. She said you'd probably go to sleep before we got halfway.
I won't fall asleep. Honest, Mr. Jenkins, you'll see.
I don't know. It's a long rally, and I ain't gonna need a navigator who can keep his eyes open, you know.
Bet you'll be the best navigator in the whole rally.
Don't know about that, but we'll have a lot of fun. Had you going for a minute there, didn't I?
It's really great to have a friend like Mr. Jenkins. We've had a lot of fun with that old car of his. Now we were going to be in a rally. We checked every inch of that old car, and I kept thinking, wouldn't it be terrific if we could win? Mr. Jenkins was a good driver, but I didn't know much about being a navigator. Lots of people were there. Drivers and mechanics were making sure the cars were just right. First car left. The rally had started. We were number 64. I could hardly believe it was really happening. But a good navigator has to pay attention, so I got to work right away. Special places are marked on a map. Getting there early or late adds points against you. The driver is busy watching the road. The navigator watches the map and keeps track of mileage and time. The navigator figures out how far ahead the next place is and how long it takes to get there. In a rally, the driver and the navigator really work together, and everybody tries to keep their points down, although they don't know how the other cars are doing. When you're in a rally, you can't stop to eat. Mom packed a lunch for Mr. Jenkins and me. And it turned out that Mr. Jenkins liked Mom's sandwiches as much as I did. Later, I got really sleepy, but I knew I had to stay awake. morning, we got lost, and it was my fault. It was fun crossing the bridge and seeing the water. Trouble was, the bridge wasn't on the map. We got back on the right road, but we'd lost some time. We took a shortcut to make it up. Sometimes we passed another rally car on the side of the road, but we had to keep going. We got to the last place on the map where we had to stop. They called this a checkpoint. They mark down the time the cars get to the checkpoint and figure out everybody's points. I knew our time was good so far, if we could just keep going. We were almost there. The crowd was cheering for us. Mr. Jenkins won the rally, and I was his navigator. Best car, best driver, and best navigator.
In another story, the car could be the main character. There they go again. Just like every other day, the new car goes out and I'm stuck here. I wish I could go for a drive myself. Wonder if I can get my motor going. Guess I could try. Hey, how about that? I can steer myself, too. This is fun. Now to get moving. Here we go. Oops, better see if I can stop, too, though. No problem at all. Why didn't I think of this before? That's nice here, all right, but I wonder if I could find some of the old places we used to go. I used to love going to the zoo. Better keep going, though. Wonder where I am. Oops, there's a stop sign. Driving around isn't so simple after all. Oh, now I'm really confused. All those signs. Do I stop or go? Better take it easy. So far, so good, but where am I? Well, look at the size of those buildings. I've never been here before. Don't like it much either. Oh boy, now a red light. At this rate, I'm never gonna get home. And people staring at me. Thank goodness now I can go. All this traffic. Hope I don't run into anything. Crosswalk. I have to stop again. But they're crossing behind me. Do they think I'll run over them? Now people laughing at me. Oh, why did I ever leave my nice garage? Oh, if I can only find my way home, I'll never do this again. Say, hey, this looks sort of familiar. I know where I am now. Phew, oh boy, I'll never complain about being left behind again. Uh-oh, I'm facing the wrong way. I better back out and turn myself around. I wonder what time it is. Mr. Jenkins will be home any minute. Oh, too late. Here comes Mr. Jenkins. Well, maybe he won't notice I'm facing the wrong way. Come to think of it, it's really kind of funny. I did everything right until I got home. Mr. Mr. Jenkins will never know I was out by myself.
Hi, Mr. Jenkins. Are you going to take out the old car today?
Oh, hi, Larry. No, I hadn't thought about it, but I guess we could take a spin around a couple of blocks. Go on, jump in.
Great. Something wrong with the car, Mr. Jenkins?
No, Larry. I was just wondering about something.
Now it's your turn. Larry, Mr. Jenkins, and the antique car can go anywhere, do anything. Go around the world or lead a parade. Use your imagination and make up a story.
Oh, that was great, Mr. Know-It-All.
All right. If Phineas is getting hungry and says we should bring your birthday cake out now.
A birthday cake? Oh, boy. Oh.
That cake looks mighty fine. Why don't you start slicing it, Scooter?
But, Mr. Know-It-All, I don't know how many pieces to cut.
Well, you would multiply the number of people times the pieces of cake. Then you would, I think we'd better look through the window of knowledge.
Attention, people and things. This is a mathematics film. It's about multiplication.
I don't understand. What's multiplication? Yeah.
Multiplication is one way to describe objects you see every day. Want to see how it all works?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Neat.
Okay, cut your engines, please. Quiet. Now look closely at these cars. See how they're arranged? They're arranged in order. How many rows of cars do you see?
1.
How many cars are in the row?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Very good. Now, would my friends, the soft drink bottles, pop over here? Get it? Pop over?
Pop over. That's good.
Look at these. Thank you. My cap's off to you.
My cap.
Cap's off to you. Okay, come on now. Let's describe what we see here. These two rows form an array. Count the rows.
1 row, 2 rows.
How many bottles in a row?
1, 2, 3. 3 bottles in the first row. And 1, 2, 3 bottles in the second row.
How many bottles altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's correct. 3 in one row and 3 in the other row are 6 altogether. 3 plus 3 equals 6. We can also say 2 3s equals 6. 2 rows of 3 bottles in a row equals 6 bottles altogether. This idea is what we call multiplication. Thank you, Bottles. You've shown us an interesting connection between addition and multiplication. Now, perhaps my hard-boiled buddies would help.
Hard-boiled. We got it.
Let's take a look at this egg carton. It will help you to understand what I just explained. This is also an array. Now, again, let's count the rows.
1 row, 2 rows.
And how many eggs are in each row?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs.
Can you remember the idea we learned from the bottles?
Oh, yes. 2 rows of 6 in a row equals, let's see, 12 altogether. Yes, 12 altogether. 2 6s equals 12.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's awful.
Congratulations, you've unscrambled the first step to multiplication. Now we can go on to the second step. Now, here's some help from some friends who are always under my feet. A pair of socks, or we can say a set of socks. Thank you.
Wow, here comes more. Look at him. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, what?
How many sets of socks are there?
4.
How many are in each set or pair of socks?
2. There are 2 socks in each set.
How many socks altogether?
4 sets, 2 in each set. Yeah, that's 4 2s. 4 sets of 2 equal 8. There are 8 socks altogether.
That's the way to sock it to me. That's the way to sock it to me.
You're funny.
You've got this idea. Thank you, friends. That's all for now. Shoo. let's do one more set to jar our memories. Okay, watch this.
Wow, look at that. Did you see what I saw?
Sure. They're going to help me make a point. There are 4 jars with 5 pencils in each. You can think of each jar as a set. 4 sets of 5 equals 20 altogether. I think this is fun.
I do too.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Now, we've talked about arrays, and we talked about sets. Would the cars come back on, please? I didn't mean back in, I meant back on. Oh, boy. Now, let's look at how an array can change itself around and still have the same number of things in it.
Look at those cars lining up.
They formed an array, just like the eggs in the egg carton. Remember? 2 rows, 6 in each row. 12 all together.
Hey, where are they going now?
Yeah, where?
Don't worry, none of them are leaving. They're just moving into a different position to drive home another point. Drive home another point.
Wow, come on.
See, before they were in rows of 6. Now they're in 6 rows of 2 in a row. But there are still 12 altogether. So you can see, not only the 2 rows of 6 is 12, but also 6 twos equal 12.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways they can be rearranged.
Wow. Boy, now they're in 3 rows with 4 cars in each row.
Yeah.
And of course, you know from before how many there are altogether.
Yep.
Sure.
So what would you say about this array?
That 3 rows of 4
equals 12.
Right.
Right. Let's restate the idea in a sentence.
That was a sentence.
No, I mean a mathematical sentence. Around our house, we say that 3 times 4 equals 12. Times means to multiply, and we use an X to represent multiplication. Now, if 3 times 4 equals 12, we can also say
I know.
It's the same as 4 rows of 3 or 4 threes.
Yeah, or it would be 4 times 3 equals 12.
Right. 4 times 3 equals 12 is the same as 3 times 4 equals 12. Well, now you've got it. That's multiplication. I told you this was a mathematics film. Thanks for being such a good audience. And a special thanks to all my friends who helped me. Hey, those are my socks. Hey, come back here. Wait a minute. Socks. Hey, socks.
I'm still confused.
There are 3 of us here. Does that give you a hint? I think it's time for a lesson on division.
What is this, a ball game? Yeah, what's going on here?
No, this isn't a ball game. It's a mathematics film. It's about division.
A mathematics film about division?
What's division?
Let's use some of these objects to find out about division. Could the crowd quiet down? And could you rowdy balls roll on out of here? Could we have the shoes walk on in? All right, we have 10 shoes here. Let's just count them to make sure none of them have walked off.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, like I said, we have 10 shoes. None of them have walked off. Now, as you can imagine, we want to put these 10 shoes into pairs. A pair is 2 things that go together, like a pair of shoes. Let's see how many pairs we have. Could 2 of you shoes walk over together? Good. Now another 2. That's right, shoes. Keep going until you're all in pairs. None left over. Wonderful. Now that all the shoes are grouped in pairs, how many pairs are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There are 5 pairs of shoes or 5 pairs of 2 shoes.
Right. So 10 shoes grouped into pairs of 2 equals 5 pairs.
Oh.
Another way of saying group into pairs is to say divided into groups of 2s. The symbol for divided is this. Now, how's this written as a mathematical sentence? 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Okay, shoes, we're going to give you the boot. You can walk out now. Get at the boot. I said the boot.
What is this, musical chairs?
Well, in a way. Actually, we're going to use these chairs and tables to do another division problem. We have 13 chairs here, and we can put a group of 4 chairs at each table. So let's put the chairs in groups of 4 at a table and see how many tables we fill.
Wow! Is that neat?
There they go again.
Well, now how many groups of 4 did we make from the 13 chairs?
3 groups.
Correct. 13 chairs are put into groups of 4, and we get 3 groups. Now, how would we write that as a mathematical sentence?
Let's see. 13 divided by 4
equals 3.
That's right, so far.
Yeah, but what about that remaining chair?
Good question. I was just getting to that. When you do division, things don't always come out even. Sometimes there's something left over. We call it the remainder, and write it like this. 13 divided by 4 equals 3, with a remainder of 1. Okay, you furniture can go take a break. Before, we knew how many were in each set, and we had to find out how many sets. Now let's do some division where we know how many sets there are, and then have to find out how many in each set. For instance, let's say each set is a team of balls. We want 2 teams, and we want to find out how many balls on a team. There are 12 balls out there. Okay, you balls, group yourselves into 2 teams.
Wow! Are they great? Look at them go!
Now the balls have grouped themselves into 2 teams or 2 sets. And how many are in each set?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 balls in the first set.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 balls in the second set.
Right. There are 6 balls on each team, or in each set. Now, how would you write that as a mathematical sentence?
Let's see. We started with 12 balls divided by 2 equals 6 balls.
Right. 12 divided by 2 equals 6.
That's right. You really bounced out that answer.
And I'll bounce it right back to you. And there weren't any balls left over.
We could even say remainder 0. Well, it was fun playing ball with you guys.
Yeah, way to go. Okay, man. Okay. Good going.
Hey, we're through with you guys now. Now here we have a pack or deck of 25 cards. Let's pretend we have 3 players. So deal the deck out into 3 equal sets and find out how many cards in each set. That sure was a fast deal. Now let's see how many cards per set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards in each hand or each set.
You didn't use them all. There's 1 left over.
Right. So we have 25 cards, and we put them in 3 sets of 8 cards per set, with 1 left over. So how would we write the division sentence?
25 divided by 3.
I know.
Wait, 25 divided by 3 equals 8, with a remainder of 1.
That's right. Should we try some more?
Yeah, this is fun.
Okay, back into the deck. Cards. Let's say that 2 more people joined the game and that there are 5 players this time. We want to deal the cards into 5 sets. And now what would you say about this?
Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards in each hand, or each set.
And how would we write that?
Let's see. 25 divided by 5 equals 5,
remainder 0.
That's terrific! Let's send the cards back and try one last game. This time we have 7 players.
There's 7 sets and only 1, 2, 3 cards in a set.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards remaining.
So the division sentence is 25 divided by 7 equals 3. Remainder 4.
Well, now you've got it. That's division. You really deserve a big hand.
Big hand.
I see now, Mr. Know-It-Owl. I'll cut it into 3 pieces.
Right you are, Scooter.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-Owl. I think I understand now. Boy, this is great cake.
Well, I'd like to try it, too, if you don't mind.
Here's your piece, Phineas. You know what would be fun, Mr. Know-It-Owl?
Well, eating a piece of cake sounds fun to me.
Well, I have a better idea. Tell us a story.
A story?
Please, Mr. Know-It-Owl.
Well, I suppose we can take a look through the window of knowledge.
By the big red barn in the great green field, there was a pink pig who was learning to squeal. There was a great big horse and a very little horse. And on every barn, there was a weather vane, of course, a golden flying horse. There was a big pile of hay and a little pile of hay, and that is where the children would play. But in this story, the children are away, and only the animals are here today. The sheep and the donkey and the geese and the goats were making funny noises out of their throats. An old scarecrow was leaning on his hoe. In a cornfield high, a little mouse scurried by. In the barn, there was a rooster, and a pigeon, too. And a big white hen. And under the hen was a quiet egg. There was a bantam rooster and a little bantam hen with a big clutch of eggs. You can see 10. A big brown cow and a little brown cow both ate their dinner of hay from the mow. There was an old black cat and a tiger tomcat. And an old red dog with some little puppy dogs all round and warm. And they all lived together in the big red barn. And they played all day in the grass and in the hay. Until the sun went down in the great green field. The big cow lowed. The little pig squealed. The little black bats flew away out of the barn at the end of the day. The hens were sleeping on their nests. Even the roosters took a rest. And the geese and the goats made no more noises with their throats. And there they were all night long. And only the mice were left to play, rustling and squeaking in the hay. The moon sailed high in the dark night sky. Beyond the house where the children slept, the tiger cat crept home to his kittens in the big red barn. But out in the field, the old scarecrow still leaned on his hoe.
Wow, that was fun.
I'm glad you liked it, Scooter. About my piece of cake.
Oh, please tell us another story, Mr. Know-It-Owl.
Another story?
Uh-huh. We want another story.
Oh, all right, all right.
The bird was dead when the children found it. It had not been dead for long. It was still warm, and its eyes were closed. The children felt with their fingers for the quick beat of the bird's heart in its breast, but there was no heart beating. That was how they knew it was dead. And even as they held it, it began to get cold, and the limp bird body grew stiff, so they couldn't bend its legs, and the head didn't flop when they moved it. That was the way animals got when they had been dead for some time. Cold dead and stone still, with no heart beating. The children were very sorry the bird was dead and could never fly again. But they were glad they had found it, because now they could dig a grave in the woods and bury it. They could have a funeral and sing to it the way grown-up people did when someone died. So they took the little dead bird into the woods. And they dug a hole in the ground. They put warm, sweet ferns in the bottom of the grave, and they wrapped the bird in vine leaves and put it in the ground. Then they put more ferns on top of it and yellow star flowers. Then they sang a song to it. "O bird, you're dead. You'll never fly again way up high with other birds in the sky. We sing to you because you're dead, feather bird. And we buried you in the ground with ferns and flowers because you will never fly again in the sky way up high. Little dead bird." Then they cried because their singing was so beautiful and the ferns smelled so sweetly and the bird was dead. They put earth over the bird. Then they put a gray stone on top of the earth. On the stone they wrote, "Here lies a bird that is dead." In front of the stone, they planted a yellow primrose. And every day they went and sang to their little dead bird and put fresh flowers on his grave. Every day they went. Until they forgot.
That was terrific. How about another...
Enough stories, Scooter. I'm going to eat my cake. Oh, what happened to my cake?
Oh, gosh, Mr. Know-It-Owl. Phineas ate it while we were watching the story.
You mean Phineas ate my cake? All right, Phineas. What's the big idea? What do you mean you're a growing firefly? Luckily, we've got another cake for all of the guests that are coming later. I'll just have a piece of that. What happened to the other cake?
Well, what did Phineas say, Mr. Know-It-Owl?
He said that he got hungry and ate the whole cake.
Wow. Phineas eats more than anyone I've ever seen. Oh, what's that, Mr. Know-It-Owl?
Let me see. Oh, no. It's all of the forest animals coming to the party, and we don't have any cake left. What am I going to tell them? Oh, they all look mighty hungry. Ooh, especially Boris the bear.
Oh, this is the best birthday party I've ever had.